time you were here, I could see the side effects from the cattle running.
Right. Can you start by just introducing yourself and your family?
Myself, Andrew Hoover, this is my wife Eva, and Dorothy, she's the youngest.
And can you talk a little bit, I know you mentioned it earlier, but for the camera, talk a little bit more about your process for becoming organic. What is that like, and when did you become organic?
I never used a whole lot of chemicals. My father never used a lot of chemicals. When we did a little bit. 16, we would have certified grass-fed also for that snow grain. And the difference would be in a certified grass-fed versus just certified organic is the pasture requirement. And I didn't change overnight. I grew into it. From where my father started, and he had pasture, I look at the neighbors, boy, they got a lot more milk than we do. So I kind of started heading into the more conventional, feeding more grain, more supplement to see more milk production. But I didn't farm the grain, I bought the grain and stayed with a hay pasture rotation. But I saw health decline.
And so do you find, are others in the area also taking that approach, going organic for the same reasons? Or
There
is
is some, I know some just literally do it for the price, not for the feeling. You know, they don't do more than they have to. They just literally, it's the income difference that they cause them to go through that. Being myself, I never used any herbicides myself. In a conventional farming setup, the seed, the fertilizer, the fuel demand to be out there tilling and whatever else planting, their production would be quite a bit higher, but their input is tremendous higher compared to mine. And you will lose production because you're not forcing the cow to milk to her max. It's natural. The concept behind that would be a lot more other people made money that didn't want to farm. Salesmen and vets, and that's one thing I noticed. Vet bills disappeared once you put the cattle out there in their natural environment. You know, that's how cows were created. Not inside barns, outside in the open. If somebody wants to be educated, it's out there.
Does your community feel a lot of pressure from our community in terms of the water quality piece? And
the only guys that I would say that would feel pressure is the guys that need pressure. Lack of management, like having manure pile too close to the road ditch, heavy rain event, and there's black juice going in the ditch. I've seen pictures from soil and water when the town did a soils workshop, and things we need to take care of. And I saw my neighbor's farm, and the brown water's going in the ditch. That I feel a farmer needs to be a responsible farmer. We're producing food, and we need to do it in a responsible way. I mean, take care of the cattle, take care of whatever it takes. And then there's some out there that are out there for the dollar, and they'll cut every corner they can. Well, I love dollars too, but it's still I want to be considerate of other people. But in the community in the last 3 or 4 years, you've seen a lot more no-till drills show up, and people are just kind of looking into cover cropping and doing less tillage. But where you really see no-tilling in the conventional setup, there's more herbicides get involved. So to truly being beneficial to the environment is still somewhat limited, because if you look at chemical sales in the last 10 years have increased substantially, and that kind of follows the push for no-till. Because if you do a covered crop, or say you have a hay field, you go out, round up, plant corn in it. So in my thinking would be, and the only way you're going to totally avoid herbicides is in a hay pasture type setup. This probably in this section here was the last year's corn. Patty, see this? So you would see increased action like right here was there you can see a lot of action of an earthworm.
Yeah.
See that would soak in a lot of water. If you dig down, you'll see that right into the ground. And if you take a shovel and open it up, it'll be like cottage cheese all the way down through. Versus in conventional, you would see it's actually instead of layered like this, it's layered like this. It's something to do with tillage. High quality soil that's been taken care of, with a higher organic matter versus the soil that would have been farmed to the max and degraded, dropping it in water. And the degraded soil, a little piece of dirt, just kind of went into a silt to the bottom. The other piece of dirt dropped it in, went all the way to the bottom.
Right.
And the water didn't get cloudy or anything like that. And he said that's the difference of healthy soil. It's better. They're pushing cover crops. It's better than it was. But 20 years ago, you wouldn't see anybody do cover crops. They'd harvest and it'd be brown for the rest of the year. And a heavy rain event, the lower side was brown water coming off the farm. He's a logger, so